Okay, I'm back. I think it's been almost 6 months since I have put out a video. I was very pregnant, and as you can see, I am not anymore. We have a beautiful, healthy little boy. I shouldn't say little. He was born 9 pounds 2 ounces, and he is almost 5 months old and over 19 pounds. He's a very big, healthy boy, and we are just enamored and in love. And after 3 girls, we would have loved to have another girl, but at the same time, our hearts desired a boy, and God knew what our hearts desired. So I'm gonna fill you guys in on why I went absent. I know I don't have a lot of followers, but there were people who were very loving and gracious, and a few friends who are following and don't know our story, even though a lot of people do know it. I was 39 weeks pregnant, and Nate, my husband's health started plummeting more rapidly. It had been not doing well with the horses, the stress. He has multiple sclerosis, so stress does not do well on his body. But at 39 weeks pregnant, I was, baby was breech. I could feel that. And we had ice storms coming. And we don't have emergency vehicle access or even access to leave our land if it freezes too hard and the creeks get too high. We have 3 creek crossings, and we have helicopter insurance for extreme emergencies, but there was no way in ice storms that they would be able to get to us. I wasn't truly concerned, but at the same time, I did feel an urging in my heart that I needed to be aware. And thankfully, a friend felt an urging in her heart to invite me to stay with her just during the ice storms, just in case I went into labor. With baby being breech and me not having a midwife or people to access us. So the girls and I packed up for a few days. It was in spite of all of the work we did to insulate the camper, insulate our pipes and everything. It was very cold in there, and we were definitely getting more and more concerned and feeling more and more depressed and troubled about bringing a newborn into that lifestyle. I'm just being very matter of fact right now because I don't know that I have the capacity for to relive all the emotions at the moment. When I was 39 and a half, when I was exactly 39 weeks pregnant, I was staying at a friend's close to town, close to the hospital, just in case, even though we were planning on a home birth and unassisted home birth. And talking with my husband, I could tell things were not going well for him mentally, mental health, emotionally. And it was really hard to see that when I was next to him all the time, but stepping away really helped me to get a better vision of it. Within a couple of days, our pipes had completely burst. Not just burst, but our pump had split. Our cast iron pump had split in half. And it was a mess. And there was no access for water for the horses. Nate was running himself into a very early possible grave at that point if we had continued life in that way. And there was a lot of concern, and he finally, when that final straw hit, he asked me to make some decisions, and it was hard to make those decisions at that, being that pregnant. But I'm grateful for his trust in me to make decisions. And something he kept saying, and I don't say this in any way against my husband because he's an amazing man, but as an awareness for mental health, I'm so grateful that we have both, I'm not grateful, we both battled depression, but I feel like it's given us a different capacity for understanding of each other and other people who are going through it. Sorry, car noises. And I'm grateful for the trust he had in me to ask that. At the same time, it was really hard at 39 weeks pregnant with a breech baby and 3 little girls to make some of the decisions. And I am so glad I didn't have to, because I prayed. I reached out for some help to some people. And within 5 hours, the Lord had everything laid out for us. And it was a very, very painful 5 hours. Okay, maybe I do have, I don't think I can get through this without emotion, because it was very difficult. Okay, more cars. It first started with I'm gonna walk around and see if I can find a little quieter spot, maybe even inside. Okay, I'm hoping I have decent lighting here. I haven't filmed in here at all. Not really. Anyhow, I guess that was a good break for my emotions. Within that 5 hours, I called my brother-in-law to ask for his wisdom, because I felt like he had a lot of wisdom in that, and that's just who I felt prompted to call. He talked to my sister and told her to, oh, that's lovely. I'm just gonna take that down. He told her to load up, and the next day they were gonna be taking the trailer and coming down to Arkansas to get us. Our biggest thing was we had 7 horses, and I had to figure that out. And I spoke to our breeders a couple hours away from us, and I was mainly just looking for a place to winter the horses and board them. Financially, it was taking a lot out of us at that point, to keep the horses. And their offer, it's not leaning really far back. Their offer was to buy back all 7 horses, which was, it was really heavy. We had been working very hard to gain these guys and ladies. And to start this program, thinking that was what we were supposed to be doing. And we loved them. And we had no idea that that was coming. And it was quite a blow. And I talked to Nate, and he said we had to do whatever we had to do at that point. So the Lord lined that up, and it was very obviously from him. And yeah, between that, my brother-in-law, our amazing church, who offered up a lot of help to empty out the camper and put everything in storage and help us pack up to move up to Michigan. At that point, we didn't know how long we would be there, but we knew it would be at least through the winter, because we just could not winter in the camper with a baby. I think within 5 hours, everything was planned. And within 4 days, everything was done. And we were on our way to Michigan, and I was 39 and a half weeks pregnant. But upon emptying out our camper, we discovered a lot more mold than we had originally thought. We thought there was some surface stuff, and we cleaned it up, but it was bad. And it's definitely worse now that it's been sitting empty, but I don't think we realized how much that was affecting us. And within days of being out of there, it was like a heavy veil was lifted from us. Nate had continuously been saying over the past year that I just can't make decisions, and I thought that meant he couldn't make good decisions, or he was frustrated with the decisions he made. But I realize now that was truly a clouded feeling where he just didn't feel like he could make decisions. And brain fog is a huge one that comes with mold. And I've battled mold sickness on and off throughout my life. And that's not an easy thing to battle with. And also, it was something we kind of knew was there, but it's hard not to try and ignore it when you have it in your home and that's where you live and you know everything will be turmoil and upside down. If you address it. Anyhow, at the same time, I'm so grateful. The Lord knew exactly what we needed when we needed it, and for the protection of this baby, because he had been breech for, I think by the time we got to Michigan, had been about 6 or 7 days, and I'd flip him and then he would flip right back, and that was concerning. Even though I was not scared of delivering a breech baby, I'm so grateful I didn't deliver a 9-pound breech baby. Plus, I was dealing with a lot of pain and misalignment in my body, specifically in the capacity to give birth. Anyhow, this is getting longer than I planned on, but I just wanted to give you guys kind of a background as to why you won't be seeing the horses, at least for now. Our wonderful, wonderful breeders and friends, they said whenever we're ready, we can buy them back, which was a huge hope for us. All of our stallions have been gelded now, and there is specifically one that we want back, gelded or not. And I think we've really talked about when we are ready to get horses again, we're not going to go all in breeding program. We will get them bred when we're ready. We don't need stallions, especially with a lot of little kids around. And it just makes more sense to just have a decent herd that we can ride and that we can enjoy. But we also know that the Lord's been trying to nudge us in some other directions. So I'll share more about that later as it's revealed to us, or once it has been revealed to us and we have time to process it. In the meantime, we spent 4 months. Oh, I'm getting the signal that baby is awake. And he's back where we're staying right now. I am in our house that we're renting. We're not moved into yet, but I'm so excited to share more about it. Yeah, so we spent 4 amazing months in Michigan. We didn't know if we were going to be there for a couple months, 6 months, a year. We just truly let the Lord lead that. And it was beautiful. And we got to Michigan, and 10 days later, exactly 41 weeks pregnant, Matthias was born. Head down, I had been going to my chiropractor in Michigan. It looks like I've got a big old hairdo up there, but it's a clock. It was a beautiful birth. It was everything my heart desired. I had my chiropractor from Michigan worked on me until he was head down and he was ready. And she even attended my birth and adjusted me throughout. I was able to have my water birth at home that I wanted. My best friend was there. It was amazing. She'd been trying to figure out how to be able to make it to his birth. And another very good friend who is a beautiful birth keeper up in Michigan as well. Oh, it was. And then my mom and my sister, I had not planned on having a big old party, but I did. And I had my children there and my husband, who was adamantly against being in the room. I just was in prayer and I asked him to come in, and don't take that any way negative. It's a conversation we had, and I'm very comfortable with the fact that he's uncomfortable with birth. But he came in and he supported me, and it was beautiful, and it was truly everything I could have dreamed of. I won't say it was an easy birth, but it was a beautiful one, and I had my healthy boy. And we call him Moose because he's so big. I'm still debating whether or not to share everybody's names or all of that out here on social media. I mean, it's already out there, but at the same time, I'm not really sure how much I want to share their names and everything. We moved back to Arkansas. We just truly felt like it was time to come home in May. and we had a rental lined up. We were told that it was in pretty rough shape and warned by the landlord that it was bad and we could back out at any point, but he didn't want us not to have a place to live, and that was very, very kind. And we got home and checked it out the next day, and it was very, very bad. Like unlivable bad. And he'd been planning to just gut the whole thing and hadn't gotten to it yet. So it was about giving us a shelter. But we just had to trust the Lord. Again, there's so many things that have lined up in that time, and I don't know how much I'm going to go back into it or not. I could make every story take as long as I could tell every story for the length of time it took, but I don't want to do that right now. We ended up staying at some cabins and paying the amount that we would have paid for a month of rent just to stay for 5 nights at some cabins until we knew what the Lord wanted from us. And the next day we were told that there was a house available for us to stay in until October, until we could build something on our land. And that is truly what we thought we were coming home to do, was to build. And in that time, or the day after we moved into that house, Nate was saving some horses from running on the highway and brought them back to their owners, and they got talking, and he said, hey, if you guys are looking, or you know anybody who's looking for a place to rent, there's a place to rent across the street, which is only a few miles from our land. And at first we're like, no, we've got this place we'll be building, we'll be moving in there. And then as we were talking about it, we knew that it would just be really nice to have a more permanent location until our house was done. And as it got closer and we realized that our loan might not get approved, our appraisal may not end up happening, we started feeling, not only do we just want a place to rent, but the first time, sorry, it's wiggly. The first time I walked in here, it was home. It's the first time I have felt at home in many, many years in this adorable little cottage on 20 acres with barns for the most reasonable, not just reasonable, but very, very low rent, because they want somebody here who's gonna love it and take care of it and are willing to barter with us. And it's not something we had to have, but at the same time, what a blessing. We can pay off some debt so that we can save up and not have to mortgage our land to build a house. We truly feel that's where we're supposed to be, but this is where we are supposed to be right now. So now you get to see the house. I will show you a little before everything was cleaned. It's just been sitting here for a while. They haven't wanted to just rent it to anybody. They've wanted to wait for the right people, and I'm so glad that we're the right people for them. So here's a little bit of a before. And then I will end up giving you guys an after tour, and in between tour, I'll probably will do another little tour right now. Actually, I think I will, because I need to get going. And I want to kind of explain what we're planning to do in here. It's a little bit dark. It's end of the day. But it's home. And we get this, and they said we can stay here as long as we need a place to live. And it's just been absolutely incredible. And they want things fixed up, and they're willing to cover the cost of that so we can fix things up and I can make this place home. And eventually, the conversation right now is that eventually, once we're ready to move onto our own land again, I will help her manage this as an Airbnb. So that is a lot of what the fixing up is heading towards. I really love that like greenish yellow on the door. I used to think that was a puke color, but I really like it now. I must be getting old. Yeah, so here is the house, mid-cleaning, emptying it out, and she's leaving a lot of the antiques and furniture and stuff on the walls for me to decide what I want to use for decor. And yeah, take a look. So front door coming in. I love these little pieces here. Some things are gonna go. Definitely some things are gonna stay. Maybe not right where they're at. That's gonna go somewhere else at least. We'll use it, but not in here. I'm not fond of having TVs in the living room. We'll keep some of these sweet old photos, and I will be utilizing a lot of these hanging things for some of the quilts and pieces that my grandmother made. This first room, is going to be for 2 of the girls. They're not very happy that they have to share, but I just told them it's one big bedroom with a door in between. But we're gonna put, I'm working on eventually getting everybody antique beds in here, but for now we'll just put some simple twin beds, one on this side. I think I'm gonna have to zoom out. One on this side and one on that side with a big old rug in between. Wonderful closet space. We've all been sharing about a quarter of that size closet in the camper, so we should be fine. And hello. All of these beautiful old photos with the history of the home on it. And here we go. We got rid of all of the old mattresses today. I'm gonna put a little twin bed right here. And Cadence has been asking for a desk for 4 years. Well, there we go. There's her name. For 4 years. And so she's going to have a desk finally. And one bathroom. We have to go through the bedrooms to get to it. But it's just absolutely sweet. We'll be doing some work, taking things like this down and retrimming. And as long as it stays farmhousey, we're gonna keep it going. So a little bit of patchwork to be done. And then this room's dark, but it's not huge. It feels a lot better bigger without the bed in it. But we're gonna have oops, there it goes. We'll have an even bigger bed in it on this wall. And just, yeah, closet. I don't know how much has been emptied out of the closets. Oh, everything. Okay, the closets are empty, almost completely. Hello again. Yeah, so that's that room. It's very simple, not a huge house, and I'm really, really loving it. Laundry mudroom. And the kitchen. I know you guys just... Hey, you never realize how bad of a hair day you're having until you try to do a video. Anyhow, this is many months later. I think that was all filmed in May or June. I have just let myself have time before I started posting videos, and as much as I want to just start it all over, I'm just gonna post it. And I wanted to share that we have been living here since it's November something right now, but we've been living here since September, maybe August, and it's just been amazing. It's been so wonderful. Here's our big guy having a rough day, but we're here. And this is home, and it's been home, and it's been such a wonderful, lovely, like, just absolute blessing. God has had us on such an incredible journey this year, of many new things to come. And I'm gonna keep posting the little videos that I had shot from then till now. There's not a ton of them. And then I'm really hoping that there's those cars. I love this place. It's home. I would love to have my house on my property again someday for the sake of the cars, but I'm not in a hurry. Oh, I'm trying to get the hair out of my mouth with my phone. Okay. Anyhow, I'm hoping that I will have the energy and motivation, and I have the desire, but the energy and motivation and dedication to start really putting some attention and time and love into this YouTube channel, because it has been something on my heart for probably 6 years to do this, or longer. And I've heard some people say, just get it started, just do it. And I've never felt the okay or the go ahead from the Lord on it until this year. So or until last year when I started. It is never this busy. Not this busy, my goodness. And I feel like I have blessing and readiness to move forward. We're a lot more settled in now. It was really hard to try and do anything while I didn't want to get started and then let it lag again, and then get started and let it lag again. So this is almost a year since my last video that I've posted. It's been an exciting year. It's just been amazing. I feel like I don't feel like I'm in a totally different space and place in my life, in my heart, than I was a year ago. And I'm really excited, not just to like kind of show people the humdrum of my life, but really excited to get people excited about life and living, and making life beautiful, and looking at everything through eyes of just of somebody who has gone through a lot and has come out on the other side. It's just exciting. It's really exciting. Anyhow, I thank you so much for watching. This was a bit longer video than I planned to share, and I will try to keep them a little under this in the future, but who knows? It's me. I'm a long-winded person, and I have a lot to share, and there is a lot of really cool things to see around here, and we absolutely love where we live. And I might share a little bit of a video of us visiting Michigan next week, because it's been that long. We're actually going back to visit family and say goodbye to my husband's family farm that has been sold. And yeah, it's just lots of fun. Lots of wonderful things. There's lots of not fun too, but we don't have to go into all of that. Not right now, maybe someday. So anyhow, I'm getting cold. My feet are getting cold, so his feet aren't on the cement, but he's probably getting cold too. So anyhow, I will talk to you guys later, and I'm excited to post this. Hopefully I will post it tonight or maybe tomorrow, but we've got Wi-Fi now, so that makes a big difference too. All right, bye-bye guys.